Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we discuss about solving a biological problem. Science is the systemized knowledge derived from observations and experiments. These experiments are carried out to determine the principle above about how nature operates. Scientists like chemists, biologists and physicists use the same scientific method to make and test new theories. In this chapter, we will study the steps of biological method. We will study malaria as an example to understand the steps in detail. Biological method. Question about living things have provided biological problems that men have investigated to aid his own survival and to satisfy his desire to know. The scientific method in which biological problems are solved is termed as biological method. It comprises the steps a biological adopts in order to solve a biological problem. Biological method has played an important part in scientific research for almost 500 years. From Galileo's experiments to current research, the biological method has contributed to the advancements in medicine, ecology and technology. Biological methods also ensure the quality of data for public use. Biological problem, hypotheses, reductions and experiments. In biology, like other science, new things are being discovered and long held theories are being modified or replaced with better ones, or more data knowledge are accumulated. This happens when biologists recognize some biological problem and go for its solution. In solving biological problem, biologists take following steps. The number 1 is recognition of biological problem, number 2 observations, number 3 hypothesis formulation, number 4 deductions, number 5 experimentation, number 6 summarization of results like career tables and graphics, etc. Number 7 reporting the results. The detail of these steps are under. The number 1 is recognition of the biological problems. Biologists go for adopting biological method when they encounter some biological problem. A biological problem is a question related to living organisms that is either asked by someone or comes in biologist's mind by himself. Number 2 is observations. In this step, as a first step in solving biological problem, biologists recall his or her previous observations or make new ones. Observations are made with 5 senses of vision, hearing, smell, taste and touch. Observations may be both qualitative and quantitative. Quantitative observations are considered more accurate than qualitative ones because the former are in variables and measurables and can be recorded in terms of number. Experiment of qualitative and quantitative observation are below. Qualitative observations: the freezing point of water is cooler than the boiling point. A liter of water is heavier than a liter of ethanol. Quantitative observations: the freezing point of water is 0 degrees centigrade and boiling point of water is 100 degrees centigrade. A liter of water weighs 1000 grams, a liter of ethanol weighs 789 grams. Observations also include reading and studying what others have done in the past because scientists' knowledge is ever growing. Number 3 is formulation of hypotheses. Observations do not become scientific observations until they are organized and related to our question. Biologists organize his or her and other observation into data form and construct statement that may to be the answer of the biological problem under study. This tentative explanation of observation is called hypothesis. It may be defined as a proposition that might be true. A hypothesis should the following characteristics: it should be general statement, it should be tentative data or idea, it should agree with available observations, it should be kept as simple as possible. It should be testable and potential falsifiable. In other words, there should be a way to show the hypothesis is false, a way to disprove the hypothesis. A great deal of careful and creative thinking is necessary for the formulation of a hypothesis. Biologists use reasoning to formulate a hypothesis. The number 4 is deduction. In the next step, biologists draw a deduction from hypothesis. Deduction are the logical consequences of hypothesis. For this purpose, a hypothesis is taken as true and expected results are drawn from it. Generally, in biological method, if a particular hypothesis is the true, then one should expect a certain result. This involves the use of if or then logic. Then, experimentation. The most basic step of biological method is experimentation. Biologists perform experiment to see if hypotheses are true or not. The deductions which are drawn from hypotheses are subjected to rigorous testing. Through experimentation, biologists learn which hypothesis is correct. The incorrect hypotheses are rejected and one which proves correct is accepted, and accepted hypotheses make further predictions that provide an important way to further test its validity. The number 6 is summarization of results. Biologists gather actual quantitative data from the experiments. Data of each of the group are then averaged and compared statistically. To draw conclusion, biologists also use statistical analysis. The number 7 is reporting the results. Biological method, like biologists publish their findings in scientific journals and books, in talks at national and international meetings, in seminars at college and universities. Publishing of results is an essential part of scientific method. It allows other people to verify the results or applying the knowledge to solve other problems. In the end, hypotheses were tested to direct experiment on a human being. In 1898, Italian biologist allowed an Anopheles mosquito to bite a malarial patient. The mosquito was kept for a few days and then it allowed to bite a healthy man. The person later became ill with malaria. In this way, it was confirmed that mosquito transmit plasmodium and spread malaria. Theory, law and principles. When a hypothesis is given to a repeated exposure to experimentation and it's not falsified, it increases biologists' confidence in hypothesis. Such well-supported hypotheses may be used as a basic for formulating further hypotheses which are again proved by experiments results. The hypotheses that stand the test of time are called theories. A theory is supported by a great deal of evidence. Productive theory keeps on suggesting new hypotheses and so testing goes on. Many biologists take it as a challenge and exert greater efforts to disprove the theory. If a theory survives such doubtful approach and continues to be supported by experiment and evidence, it's become law or principle. A scientific law is uniform or constant fact of nature. It is irrefutable theory. For example of biological law are Hardy-Weinberg law, Mendel's law of inheritance, data organization and data analysis. In this topic, data organization and data analysis are important steps in biological method. Data can be defined as information such as names, data or value made from observations and experimentations. Data organization. In order to formulate then to test hypotheses,